Hello everyone and welcome to my preview of day 3 of the World Cup. Today was the turn of Group C and Group D. Obviously yesterday we had the case of Magic Ronaldo and today was the case of, should we say, the misfortune of Messi. Yeah, so today was day 3 of the World Cup and the turn of France and Argentina, amongst others today. We were looking forward to see what we could have an offer. And the World Cup, as always, didn't disappoint again. We started the day with France playing Australia in the early kickoff, and France, who are my favourites to win the World Cup. I do believe they're going to win it, and I'm backing them to win it this year. Didn't play the best. They didn't really get out of third gear maybe today. They were a bit lackluster, especially the first half. Things weren't really going either team's way. And then we had the controversial VAR first decision really on the penalty kick. I think Griezmann was running through. Australian defender put out a leg and he seemed to clip Griezmann. The referee wasn't sure. He obviously didn't believe it was a penalty until he got reviewed afterwards, and he was told to look at the review. He looked at it, then felt that Griezmann actually did get caught. A penalty was awarded. Now, I'm not a big fan of VAR, and I'll get onto why in a bit. But that decision was correct for me. It was clipped, and that was the good part of VAR, and when VAR is successful. So happy with that. Penalty given, penalty dispatched by Griezmann, no doubt about it. And then a few minutes later, Umtiti with a stupid handball, and France have given away a penalty kick and correctly dispatched from Jedinak to make it 1-1. And then at that stage, going on, France didn't really step up the game, and I was a bit surprised that they didn't. Giroud came on for Griezmann, still at 1-1, so that was a bit of a surprise for most people. But seemed to have worked. He played the ball forward for Pogba. 10 minutes to go, little bit of a deflection, and Pogba makes it 2-1, loops it over the keeper, and France on their way to the top in the group. Obviously, they won their first game today. Should have played better for me, but there's a long way to go. We saw Tolisso start today. I think France are better with Matuidi in there instead of Tolisso. So there's another gear definitely for France. We saw Fekir today as well. I wonder if he will get more game time as the group progresses. And also the fullbacks as well could be changed. Sidibe and Mendy could get a run out in the next game. So France have got a good squad. So we'll have to wait and see how well they do as they go along. But so far so good for France. 1 game, 1 win. Now, the next game featured, as I said before, the misfortune of Lionel Messi. Today was Argentina against Iceland. And obviously after yesterday, there was a lot of talk about can Messi do what Ronaldo did, or do even better than what Ronaldo did. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. We got the Aguero scoring early on to get Argentina in the lead, and Iceland hit back not too long afterwards to make it 1-1. And then we had the sort of 2 controversial decisions, and I said I would say about VAR. I'm going to talk about it again here. There was a push on Argentina forward going through, and the referee awarded a penalty kick. But if you look back, and we had a look after the game, and we look back on the footage, it wasn't really a penalty. It was like a coming together, but it looked like it was the striker had kind of stuck his foot out trying to win the penalty. But the penalty was given, so I'm very surprised that VAR didn't come back and rule that as not a penalty, because that was not, in my opinion, a penalty, and I believe VAR should have changed that. Anyway, it was given. Messi stepped up. Messi had the penalty saved. Not like Messi to not step up to the big occasion, although he isn't the best penalty taker. He got a ratio of 1 in 4 in terms of penalties, so he isn't the best penalty taker, but had his penalty saved today, so that left it at 1-1. And then there was another decision for Argentina where they should have had a penalty, There was a foul on one of their players going towards the end of the game, and the referee didn't give it, and it was a clear foul. And the VAR again didn't refer back to the referee and say that it was a foul. See, this is my problem with VAR. There's no consistency in it. I think, like, okay, yeah, it's good when they get a decision right, and that's well done and all good. Obviously, we saw the goal line technology for Pogba's goal, which worked, and I'm a big fan of goal line technology because I think that's accurate and I think that's guaranteed. But VAR is supposed to stop these talking points and rule out these decisions. Well, where was it in the Argentina game? You know, the Argentina game was 2 poor decisions from VAR. Okay, you can say they counteracted themselves because one was for Argentina, one went against them. But, you know, after the first penalty had been saved, the game carries on. So Argentina should have had a second penalty, if that makes sense. Okay, they shouldn't have had the first one, but at that time in the game, they should have had a second one. So I just think that VAR needs to be a bit more consistent. And these guys in the offices, make a decision. You're sitting there, make a decision. Just tell us what, you know, do something right for us. Anyway, rant over. We move on to Peru, Denmark. And this was Peru back in the World Cup after a long time out of it. I think, you know, since the 1980s. And so their fans were right up for it today. They were all in the stadiums, and we expected them to come out and produce, and they did very well. I believe, especially the first half, they challenged Denmark, and Denmark weren't at their flow and best. And of course, we had the penalty, which sailed high over the bar, and you know it was a poor penalty, to be fair. I mean, they worked hard for the penalty, and when it came to it, they deserved to get the penalty, but it was horrendous. Like, Schmeichel didn't even have to do anything. He literally watched it sail over, and he went the wrong way anyway. So, feel for the lad. He had a good game, but overall, Denmark came out in the second half and showed why they may be favourites to get through. I said that Peru would actually qualify after that. I don't know whether they will, because they needed to get something out of that game, and not getting any points in your first game always leaves you in a tricky space going into the last one, to the last 2 games. And so this may be the end of it for Peru. Obviously, 2 games to go. There's a big way to go through. Australia and France for Peru next as well. So we'll have to see how well they do. But their fans are definitely up for it. They got right behind the team today. And to be fair, they only lost 1-0. It was a good finish as well from Denmark. And Eriksen at his flowful best, getting the assist for that goal as well. I think Eriksen needs to step up his game though if Denmark are going to be doing anything in the latter stages, because it seems like he's their only go-to guy. So if they're going to do anything, I think he needs to step up his game and produce more. And then the final game of the big Saturday, the only Saturday where we see 4 games, was Croatia and Nigeria. This one had all the talk about it because of the fancy kits of Nigeria, sponsored by Nike, and we're all talking about how fancy their kits are. They didn't play in the one we thought they might play in today. They played in the away one, you could call it, the dark green one, but their team was woeful. I mean, let's be honest, man. I mean, Nigeria, the best thing about them is the kits. I mean, they're not really doing anything. And I said it before, I thought they might have a bad World Cup this year because they didn't look like against England they were going to do anything. And today they just showed it again. Croatia didn't get out of third gear today. You know, they got the own goal, the first own goal, which set them steady. And then horrible defending from Nigeria at a corner. What are you doing wrestling a guy to the floor? It's stupid. It was a definite penalty, dispatched by Modric, and that was game over. But the whole game, Nigeria, everyone was expecting a lot of the African fans back in Nigeria to do well, but they disappointed, and I struggle to see where they're going to get any goals, let alone a point in this World Cup. And I think this could be terrible for Nigeria. They could end up being the worst team at the World Cup. I know Saudi Arabia lost 5-0, but it was a very, very poor performance from Nigeria today, and the fans will have to try and gear them up because they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to progress from this group. Anyway, that's my thoughts on today. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's group. Obviously, Brazil and Germany playing tomorrow, so I look forward to that.